Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror, the living card game, Night of the Zealot, where we're currently on the second scenario, which is the Midnight Masques. This is episode 10 and we're just about to go into turn 16, but before we do that, let's go through a little error from last turn. There's always at least one. This one was a bit of a zinger, this one. I forgot the attack of opportunity of the stubborn detective. Yes, when he was engaged with Roland and Roland actually had to equip his 45, of course he would have got an attack in. So that means that Roland is down to 8 health. So the stubborn detective managed to wing him with a bullet and put him down to 8 health. Then the turn progressed as normal. We managed to do for the stubborn detective and we were fine after that. So again, quite lucky. It was quite easy to fix. So we are back on the straight and narrow now. Thanks again to Brian, Iggy and everybody else who pointed that out. Thank you very much. Okay, it's been a few days since the last episode. It's Christmas and I've been making merry. So let's have a quick recap before we go into turn 16. Our first player, lead investigator, remains Roland, and he's over here in Eastown. Wendy is still in the graveyard, and our Doom is on 4 out of 6. So as soon as we hit 6, we will have to flip this agenda over. So we're going to have to get a bit of a move on, because when we flip that agenda over, it's grim. So we are going to have to get cracking. I've been a bit reticent about generating cultists, and I'm going to have to stop being reticent. I think I've still got it in the back of my mind that they're like the acolytes and they pop Doom up, but I think the vast majority, if not all of them, are like Wolfman Drew here, where they don't actually generate a Doom token. Although he's got one, that was through a Chaos token draw we've got. But I think time, it's running away, so let's start generating some cultists. We're going to have to try and get at least 4 of them anyway. So we will have to move it along somewhat. So let's move on into turn 16, and that means the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase, so that means we get an extra Doom. So we're on 5 out of 6. So ideally, if we can kill the Wolfman and pop it back a bit, that would be great. So there we go, we are on 5 Doom. Next up, it's encounter card fun. So let's pick the first one for our friend Roland, and he gets a hunting shadow, curse, peril. Oh, what peril means, this is a keyword whereby if we were playing like with more than one player, I wouldn't now be able to tell anybody that I'd got this card. So it's more for co-op play with multiple players. There's only me, so it doesn't make any difference. Revelation, you must either choose 1, spend 1 clue, or take 2 damage. A shadowy figure follows you in the rain. When you look at it, your head pounds in agony and your vision blurs. You know what? I'm thinking, should I spend a clue? I mean, we've got 7. No, what am I talking about? I'll spend a bloody clue. We can, we'll spend 2 damage. So this puts us down onto 6. There is a way we can mitigate that. We do have the hospital here, so I think there is a way for us to sort of heal up if we go to the hospital, so we'll take the damage. 6 is still pretty good as regards health. So he's dealt with that. The encounter card for Wendy. Let's pick 1, we don't want 2. Ooh, what's she got here? Mysterious chanting, hex. Revelation, place 2 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. If there are no cultist enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard the pile for a cultist enemy and draw it. Shuffle all the encounter deck. Well, we do. We do have... Damn! We are flicking over the agenda because that will put it up to 7. It'd put it up to. So let's have a look what happens. And it isn't good, I don't think. So we've moved up to 6. Here we go. The Masked Hunter, silently stalking. It's got a star on it. So it's got 4 combat, 4 health, and 2 agility. Humanoid cultist elite. This is our missing cultist. Spawn becomes engaged with prey. Its prey is the person with most clues. And that is Wendy, unfortunately. It's a hunter. The Masked Hunter gets +2 health per investigator. So we've got 2 investigators, so it's got 8 health. While you are engaged with the Masked Hunter, you cannot discover or spend clues. 2 victory points, and it does 2 damage and 1 horror damage, and it is an enemy. And it goes straight into here. So we could be in a major pickle here, because Wendy doesn't have any weapons or anything. Hopefully she will be able to evade it, but it is a hunter and it will follow us round. And let's just check about that spending clues thing. It's only if you are engaged with the Masked Hunter. So if we evade it, we can spend clues. Right, well, that is horrendous, but at least all the doom goes, because when you flip the agenda, all the doom goes. So even the extra 2 doom that was on Wolfman Drew, that's gone as well. Put that over here. Let's have a look at our new agenda. Time is running short. Tell me about it. The minutes pass quickly as your investigation continues. So we still got a resign action. You don't want to risk taking too long, so you head to safety with the information you've gathered. We've got 8 on this, but we're going to have to really, really keep our eye on it. Oh, I nearly flicked it over then. So all we've got left is 8 doom, unfortunately. So we can put this back to 0. And that was a pretty crappy Mythos phase, I'm sure we'll all agree. So, we're right in a pickle now, aren't we? So we're going to have to figure out a way to deal with this guy, and we've got another cultist up here. So I think we are really going to struggle. Righto, so that is it for the Mythos phase. Let's move on to the investigation phase. And here we are at the investigation phase. So I think we will stick with Roland going first. What's he going to do? Well, first of all, he is going to move. So he's going to move here into downtown. So let's have a look what downtown has got for us. Location: Arkham. The downtown area of Arkham is filled with government buildings, including City Hall, the First Bank of Arkham, Independence Square and Arkham Asylum can also be found in this area. It is the busiest district in the city. It has now been revealed, and we're at Arkham Asylum. Location: as an action, you can heal 3 horror, limit once per game, so again, we can use our little coloured tokens. And we've got a victory point, because we get 4 clues here, but the shroud is high. It's got a shroud of 4. But remember, we do have Roland's ability, which is pretty good. Right, so he's moved here. So the next thing that happens is Wolfman Drew goes straight into his threat area. So Roland, he has gone to the Arkham Asylum to see Wolfman Drew. and Wolfman Drew has sort of escaped from his cell and is on the rampage, and we are going to have to deal with him. Right, so that was his first action. Oh, we've got to put the clues out. So there we go. Okay, Wolfman Drew. Let's remind ourselves. So 4 combat, 4 health, 2 agility, humanoid cultist. He's downtown. When Wolfman Drew attacks, he heals a damage. Damn. So he's a long-time patient in Arkham Asylum. Locked up for being a cannibal. He's extremely dangerous, but we do get a victory point if we manage to kill him. So we've used one. Whoop, over there. We've used 1 action to get into Arkham Asylum. And that means we've got 2 actions left, which means we're going to attack, is what it means. So we're going to spend an ammunition. He's got 4 combat. That's 5. We need a -1 or better. Not the best odds. So we're going to have to do it this way. -1 or better. We have a cultist symbol. No, we've got a skull symbol. Let's remind ourselves what it means. Number of doom on a cultist enemy. There is no doom on any cultist enemies, so it's a 0. That is a hit. Woohoo! So that gives +1 damage. He gets a damage for himself, so that's 2 damage. Brilliant stuff. And he's going to do the same again. That was his second action, and he's going to do the same again for his third action. Use up another bullet. +1. What a star. We needed that. We definitely needed that. So he has managed to take down Wolfman Drew. So we get another victory point. Which takes us up to 2. And if we hadn't have had such a rotten mythos phase, we'd be knocking the agenda back now. The previous one, we'd be knocking the doom off it, but 'twas not to be. Right, so we've got 2 victory points, and we've killed or got rid of one of our cultists, so that's excellent, but we've only got 1 bullet left, and we've got this horrible thing knocking around. That was his third action. He killed Drew, which means he can pick up a clue. So he now has 4 clues. And the good thing about that, actually, is if Wendy can stop being engaged with this guy and exhaust him, his prey becomes most clues. They've both got 4 clues. So we can pick. And we're not going to put him on to Wendy, I don't think. But anyway, speaking of Wendy, it is now her investigation phase. So let's get on with that, shall we? Right, so Wendy is at the graveyard, and the masked monster has come out of the mist in the graveyard, and he is going to try and do something very nasty. So we've got to sort something out. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to try and evade. So it's got 2 agility. We've got 4. So we need a -2 or better. And we get a -4. Oh, damn. We're going to chuck burglary. And we're going to draw that again. Another -4. So we failed for a first action, and we lost a card. Going to try and evade again. It's all we can try and do. And we get a 0. So for a second action, she did manage to evade. That exhausts this guy. So he is exhausted in the graveyard. Her third action, she is going to move to Rivertown, and for her final action that she gets off Leo, she is going to move to Eastown. Why have I moved twice? Well, it's a hunter. So when it's refreshed, when it wants to move, yeah, it can only move one space. So it won't be able to catch her up. It will follow us around. And in fact, because they've both got four clues, we can choose where it's going to go. But let's give it the run around, because if Roland can get some more resources, we do have Dynamite Blast. We're going to have to, like, he's got 8 health, so it's going to be really difficult to kill. We've got 1 bullet and we've got Dynamite Blast. So we could probably do with Baseball Bat, except Wendy's got rid of that already. But we do have the 38 special down here, and perhaps Wendy can get a backstab or a sneak attack or something like that. But it's not been ideal. I would have liked the extra action that we, you know, if we managed to evade it on the first action, we could have possibly got Wendy to the asylum as well. And then she could have started picking clues up. There is a clue at Eastown. She can probably pick that up next turn before she moves to meet Roland. We'll try and spend some clues and get yet another cultist out next turn, I think. But that is it for the investigation phase. We are really up against it. And now we move into the next phase, which is the enemy phase. And all we've got is an exhausted masked monster, so it doesn't do anything, so that's fabulous. Let's move straight into the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase, so everybody gets their actions back. Excellent. Next up, we have to refresh exhausted cards. So our friend the Masked Hunter is back in play. After that, it is gain a card each. So Roland gets Evidence. So costs 1, it's an event. 2 intellect icons. Insight. Fast. Play after you defeat an enemy. Discover 1 clue at your location. Just as I suspected. So he could have got an extra clue if he'd had this when obviously he defeated Drew. But it'll come in later. So how many cards has he got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 7, so that's fine. Hand size is fine. Card for Wendy. A knife. Yes, we probably need to actually promote this. Costs 1. It's an asset. It has a combat icon, item, weapon, melee. Fight, you get +1 combat for the attack. Also, as an action, you can discard knife and fight. So I suppose you're sort of throwing it like a ranged weapon. You get +2 damage for that attack, and the attack deals +1 damage. So let's put that here. Very good. Then it is resources. So Roland is now up to 3 resources and Wendy is up to 6 resources. And I think that is the end of the upkeep phase. And that is the end of turn 16. So let's move straight on into turn 17 and the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at turn 17. So first of all, Doom. So we get our first Doom. Move this round to 1 o'clock. And that is it for Doom. We're not flipping the agenda, thank God. So next up, it is, let's draw a lovely, lovely, lovely encounter card. What does Roland get? He gets Mysterious Chanting as well. Place 2 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. So that's 2 Doom on this guy. Oh, what horrible cards they are. I've got 2 in a row. So this is now up to 3. But at least if we do manage to kill that masked monster, that 2 Doom will come off. But we've got to kill it first. That's his horrible card. Let's see what Wendy's horrible card is. Hunting Shadow. Peril. Explained that last time. Revelation. You must either spend 1 clue or take 2 damage. I don't want her to take damage. We're going to spend a clue. She's going to go down to 3 clues. So, we've still got like 7. So I'm not unduly worried. And she is a bit of a clue gathering machine. She has got a flashlight. So we will just take the hit on that one and spend a clue. Alright, so that is the end of the laugh and chuckle phase. Again, not a good one. We could have done without getting 2 Doom on that masked monster. Right, let's move into the investigation phase. And here we are at the investigation phase. We're actually going to start with Wendy. So for her first action, she is going to investigate. Remember, the masked monster isn't engaged with her, so she can investigate. It's a shroud of 2. She has an intellect of 3, so we need a -1 or better. And we get a -1. Brilliant. So she gets that clue back straight away. Next up, she is going to equip the knife for 1 resource. So that's going to go up here. I'll just put it this side of the rabbit's foot just in case we have to exhaust rabbit's foot. Right, so at least she's got a knife now, and it might be able to chime in when Roland is fighting that masked monster. All right, so that was 2 actions. For her third action, she's going to move. She's going to join Roland at the asylum. Hello, oh hello. And for her final action, is it worth investigating? She's going to investigate, and she's going to spend 1 of the batteries on flashlight, which gives +2. So the shroud goes down to 2, exactly the same. We need a -1 or better. That's a 0. Oh no, it's -2, isn't it? Ah, damn. That's a fail. Oh, it's -2 because there's bloody 2 Doom on that pig. There's not really anything to chuck either. Yeah, we just failed. So we will exhaust Rabbit's Foot and just get ourselves another card. And she gets the leather coat. Item armour. This coat was not the most fashionable choice, but it did feel warm and reassuring in its bulk, which will give us 2 health. Right, so let's put that there. We could have done with something slightly better than that. We could have done with a backstab or a sneak attack. So she has gone, and now it is Roland's turn. For his first action, what we're going to do is we are going to spend, as a group, 4 clues. So, Wendy's actually going to spend 3, and Roland 1. We want Roland to have the most clues because we want that masked hunter to be coming after him. So, we've spent 4 clues. That means, let's have a look at this deck, the cultist deck, see what we promote. Victoria Devereaux, the Collector. So she's got 3 combat, 3 health, 2 agility, humanoid cultist. She spawns in Northside. Oh, cool. That's right next to us. As an action, spend 5 resources. Wendy's got 5 resources. Parlay. Add Victoria Devereaux to the victory display. So we don't even need to kill her, really. Oliver Thomas, the proprietor of the Curiosity Shop, has informed you that a new client has taken a keen interest in a mysterious mask. Ah! Another victory point. And yes, so we could actually get her without fighting. Let's put her here in Northside. But do we want to get her without fighting? We have still, hang on. We have still got 2 actions left. He could move into Northside and actually try. Oh no, he can't kill her straight off. She's got 3 health. So we get 1 for the move, yeah. But we can't get rid of her straight off. And in fact, if we spend the 5 resources, that would be better, because we're going to have to spend 2 actions as it stands at the moment to kill her, because we're not going to use dynamite. We're saving dynamite for Masque face over here. So that would take 2 actions to kill her, probably. Mind you, I could spend 3 resources for Guard Dog, put Guard Dog up, then move in there. She's going to attack in the enemy phase. We put the damage onto Guard Dog and she takes a damage because of Guard Dog. And then we could kill her next turn and save some resources, because she's got 5 resources there, Wendy. And that's enough for Cunning Distraction, and we may need that against that chap. Yes, that's what we're going to do. He's going to spend 3 resources to put Guard Dog into play. So I think that's pretty cool. And for his final action, going to Northside. Let's have a look at Northside. Get rid of Victoria for the time being. So this is Northside, location Arkham. Northside is a commercial district that contains many offices and factories, as well as the train station. Super. Let's reveal it. It's got Shroud of 3. 2 clues per investigator, so it's got 4 clues. Another victory point. Spend 5 resources. Gain 2 clues from the token pool. Group limit once per game. In Northside, nothing gets people talking faster than a bit of dough. Coolness. Right, so... that there. I don't want to mess it about. The things you have to do for video. I'll sort that out shortly. Let's get the clues. So there we go, 4 clues onto Northside. And that was his final action. And that is the end of the investigation phase. Right, let's move into the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase. So it's not exhausted anymore. So the Masked Hunter is going to move towards the nearest investigator. Well, it's got prey as well, so should be moving towards Roland, but it is. That's the only move it can make, is to go to Rivertown. So it has moved. Then Victoria Devereaux gets a go. And Victoria is obviously going to attack Roland. But Roland is going to send the dogs in. So Victoria attacks. We assign it to guard dog, which takes a damage, so Roland doesn't. And because of guard dog's ability, that means that Victoria, who I should have moved down here because she's now engaged, takes a damage as well. So that's brilliant. So I knew there was some reason why it shouldn't be so congested up there. And the reason it shouldn't be so congested up there is she is actually engaged with Roland. So not engaged to Roland, but engaged with Roland. So that seems fine. Excellent. So that is the enemy phase, and next up is the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase, so let's reset all our actions. And we have an exhausted card, so we can put that, we can refresh that. Very good. What else is there? Oh, now it's pull a card each. So first of all, it's Roland. Extra ammunition. What a time for this to come out. We were down to our last bullet. Brilliant. So, cost 2, it's an event. Intellect, icon, extra ammunition, supply. Place 3 ammo tokens on a firearm asset controlled by an investigator at your location. I've never met a beast that could outsmart a bullet. Woohoo! So that's what he gets. He's back up to 7 in his hand, that's fine. Wendy Adams, come on, sneak attack or backstab or something. Come on! Scavenging, rubbish. Cost 1, intellect icon, talent. As a reaction, after you successfully investigate by 2 or more, exhaust scavenging. Choose an item card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. An item card in your discard pile. Let's have a look at our discard pile. That's a talent. That's a supply. Item. Baseball bat. We could get baseball bat back. We're obviously not going to get paranoia back, but baseball bat is an item. So we could get that back. Brilliant. So perhaps it's not as bad as I first thought it was. But we're not going to have to play it for a bit. Because, oh, perhaps we can, because we're going to kill Victoria Devereaux. It'd have been nice, you know, to pay her off, but we're not going to do that. We're not in the bribery business, we're just going to kill her. So, let's just sort this out. Now I've got a bit of time. I'm not messing around with Victoria's card at the same time. Oh, get in. There we are. Everybody's been saved. Much bad language while I sorted that out. But that'll have to do. Okay, so that is the end of the upkeep phase, and that is the end of turn 17. And we'll leave it there. It's probably 40 minutes or something again, because I've been wittering. How did it go, the episode? Well, not great. Well, actually, it's difficult to tell. I'm not sure if we did well there or not. Getting that mass monster coming out, that was just horrendous. So that's a real pig. It getting 2 Doom on it as well in a Mythos phase, that was a real pain. But at least we have got one of our cultists sorted. Looks like we'll get a second one sorted out. If we can get rid of the mass monster, that'll be a third one. We have 4 clues, so we could generate another cultist. We'll see how we go on. I don't think the masked cultist is not going to, the mass monster isn't going to catch us, I don't think, if we're smart. And if we can I mean, I had to use resources to get guard dog in play, when really I'm looking for 5 resources for dynamite blast. I haven't got bloody emergency cash hasn't come out, which would help. So we're going to have to sort of give this guy the slip until we can get these 5 resources to Roland. We can't trade resources, so it's up to Roland to find his own, unfortunately. But hopefully we will get another cultist in the next episode. Possibly 2. We'll see if we do not generate another cultist and see if we can do something about what's going on. We may well have to resign during this scenario. The way the Doom's going up, I don't think we're going to get all 6. So we'll stick with what we originally were going to go for, which was 4 at the least. But at least we've got one now, and we've nearly got a second. Yes, so anyway, enough talking. I think the episode has been long enough. Our two investigators look to be in reasonable shape. That's not too bad. Getting extra ammunition was pretty good. Scavenging wasn't as bad as I thought it was originally. And yeah, even if we don't get, if say we only get 3 cultists, then you know that's just the way it goes. But hopefully we will be able to get at least 4. So that is it for episode 10. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the views, for all the likes, thanks for all the subscriptions, and for everything, for all the pointing out of the errors. Again, it's happened again this turn. Please let me know and I will try and fix it. And in general, for all the tactics and strategy tips as well. That is absolutely fabulous. Everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. Similarly, everybody who has gone across to Board Game Geek and upvoted my videos in the past and give them likes and all that sort of stuff, thanks very much for that as well. It is much appreciated. But as I say, that is it for episode 10. I hope you join me for episode 11 of Arkham Horror, the living card game, and Night of the Zealot, where we will be continuing the Midnight Masques. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.